Hey everyone, this is Zero back with another real-time gaming video, Skylords. There's a few things in the last video I decided I'd skip for the sake of time. Figure I should probably go back to those. Oh, just one sec. I'm going to pause the video while and I'm back. Sorry about that. Yeah, so one of the things we covered was going to be building. Okay, so if you go to my awesome homeworld, you'll see a building tab there on the left. So change around a little bit. Manage buildings. You'll see here, if I click that, I have insufficient defense to support this building. It costs 15 million defense to build a building. Proportionately, level 2 buildings require 30 million, level 3 buildings require 45, and if you're a math whiz, you can probably figure out what it costs for level 4 and level 5 buildings. The only building that's an exception to this is the turret. Turret is one turret per 1 million defense. Important to know. You want to get turrets up as soon as you can on your homeworld because it makes it a pain. A turret, what it does is it attacks any attacking ships. So if an assault attacks your planet, the turret will kill it because assaults have no attack and no defense. So it gets one shot by anything. Even the crappiest fighter in the game can one shot an assault. It makes sense because it's for taking planets, not for dogfights. Fighters, if they attack the planet, will go into like a dogfight scenario where the turrets do X damage and X defense. The fighters will do the same, and they'll trade shots. The fighter will move through each turret until the fighter dies. The fighter will engage more than one turret if it survives the first fight. Turrets do 2,500, 5,000, 7,500, or 10,000 damage, depending on random number generation. They also burn uranium. It's 5k uranium per shot. So if I had a turret, I could shoot twice. So what happens is if a fighter attacks a line of turrets, it'll do damage to each turret until the fighter dies. If there's only one turret and the fighter attacks it, the fighter survives that one turret, it will survive, and you'll go back to a regular space screen. You can attack the turret again, most likely kill it, or you can give up, whichever you'd like. But any planet over 1 million defense with uranium on it, use your spy ship to determine that. You'll want to attack with a fighter first, just to see if there's any turrets, because you don't want to lose an assault ship to a turret, because that sucks. These buildings all do different things. We're actually going to hop into a forum post by a professor who was the old dev. I believe it's in New Players Forum, which we're in. How do buildings work? Okay. Oh, that's not the post I thought it was. Well, I'll have to find that one later. For now, we are going to use this then. Oh, super awkward. Where am I? Okay. So, the fusion reactor burns hydrogen and uranium to make energy. Well, that's important because it pairs really well with the shield generator, which burns energy to produce shield points. Now those are unallocated production points, but you cannot put those into production. They are permanent shield points as long as the building stands. So if you get level 1 shield generator, you'll have 1 shield point that you cannot put into production. But it will burn 1 energy point. Fusion reactor level 1 produces 1 energy point. Now, if you'll notice, if you go to the market, uranium and hydrogen are super cheap. Hydrogen especially, and there's lots of uranium in the game. It's a little bit spiked right now because people are buying it for their turrets, but there's too much of it in the game. Because there was a glitch a long time ago that allowed a lot of it in the game, and there's no way to really get rid of it. Except now it's slowly being burned by the fusion reactors. Barracks produces troops. A little bit of a twist. It requires gold and vital to produce troops, because you're kind of hiring mercenaries with it. So whereas if you're using production points, it costs no gold. The building will burn gold at a rate of 2 gold production points per troop produced, plus the 1 vital for 1 troop. Which brings us to hydroponics farm, which doesn't cost anything. It just produces 1 vital. Actually, these buildings all produce 2 vital, except for the barracks and the fusion reactor. So the vital will produce 2. Gold mine produces 2 gold. Silicon quarry produces 2 silicon. Iron quarry produces 2 iron. Uranium only produces 1. And there is none for hydrogen because there's just atrocious amounts of it in the game. Turrets cost nothing to maintain, but do cost 5k uranium per shot. Warp Disruptor, what that does is there's a thing called a warp. We'll talk about this one probably later when we get to the warp. So we'll kind of skip over that for right now. Interesting enough, there's a stable warp generator. This is probably the least used building, because what it does is it creates a warp at your planet, which means intergalactic flight ships, fighters, assaults. You can use transports. I don't know why you would do that, but what it does is it creates a warp on one side at one planet and drops off at another planet. That does mean that you can put a ship in it and instantly transport it, whether or not it has a hyperdrive. So it's really convenient because it just, at 15 million defense, you can plop a warp and tell it whatever planet you want to drop off at, and you can instantly warp ships there. It's really, really, really convenient, and I really like it. But so you can choose the destination you like build to, but we don't have enough resources right now, so we're not going to. Fission power plant burns a lot of hydrogen, a lot more than the fusion reactor, to create energy as well. It's kind of the same thing, just a different resource. So that's an outline of the buildings. So we're going to move on from buildings. We're going to go into diplomacy, as we said we talk about. So in my last video, I don't know if you noticed, but I actually went in the screen looking for the buy credits feature and didn't see it when there's a giant button right here. You can see right there. Yep. Oh, right there. Oh, I need to stop highlighting. I'm so bad at it. There's a buy credits button, and I was like, I can't find it. Where is it? I don't know where it is. It was like super stupid. And then I found it. It took me like 10 minutes to find all the stuff I was looking for in the last video. When I paused it, it was really sad. Yeah, so there's the buy credits button. Here's the clan screen. So these are all the active clans. There's only one page. Oh, sorry guys. Oh, this is ridiculous. You don't want to join a clan that has no points, because that's just fail. And you can't create a clan until you have 3 stars, which means you've been in the game 3 months. Or your class C, as we talked about in the scores in the last game. So you're going to want to look to join Apocalypse, LT Confederation, Shadow Hive, or the Dog Pound. The Dog Pound and LT Confederation are the only super active clans right now. Clans are not actually capped at 12 members, but that seems to be the going number, interestingly enough. Apocalypse was my clan. We all kind of found other things to do away from the game, but for a long time that was the dominant clan. Right now, I'd probably say it's evenly matched between LT and Dog Pound, because Lithuanian Confederation is actually a group of players that started when the game started, who knew the creator. They all speak Lithuanian. I tried to join them at one point, but they're like, "Oh, you speak English, you suck." But they're really aggressive and they're really funny. I love these guys. But you're probably going to want to join, like, Shadow Hive is really good. Fortran Shadow is the leader of that one. These, if you're watching this video anytime in the future, these will probably all change. Clans have kind of a high turnover rate, except for LT Confederation have been around forever, and Apocalypse has been around forever, and Space Cowboys. But everything else kind of tends to change. You can create your own clan if you want, but I would recommend maybe trying to join the Dog Pound. Try to join a clan that has points. Okay, that's what matters. Join a clan that has points. You can hit join over here. It'll ask for a password. Let's ask for a password. I don't know what that is, so I can't join in. But if you go to the list, or if you go to the name, you can see that What Up Dog runs it. You can click on him, and then you can click on his name again. It'll take you to a PM. You can, hey, can I join your clan? I am new. I am looking to learn the game. Alright, and you send that, all that kind of jazz. But it's really important that you're in a clan, because if you're not, you're going to die. You're probably going to die in a clan anyway if you're not paying attention. But clans really help you. They have access to homeworld lists. They have access to lists of green planets that can keep you from getting defeated. Like, they have lists of green planets that don't have any other planets in the system, so they can't be probed, they can't be nearby, they can't be warped to. Or they can be warped to, but rarely. So you can go to those and you can colonize them. It will keep you safe for a couple of days if, your planets get found and you just get destroyed. They also give their... you can join in on big, powerful attacks and get points that you wouldn't normally be able to get by yourself, because you wouldn't be able to take out such large targets. The cooperation is really good. All that kind of stuff is really important. You need to be in a clan or you will fail. There's no option here. Like, I'm really good at this game. Not one of the best, but I mean, I'm definitely up there skill-wise and really up there resource-wise up until recently. And I would never have imagined doing this without a clan, just because of the resources that you offer to each other. Yeah, I just wanted to make this video real quick to just show you those things that I was like, oh, I'll show you in the next video, because I tend to forget that kind of stuff. The news is also one more important thing. I'm going to show you this, and I'm going to be finished for this video. You get to see all kinds of interesting things. You see here 0 hours 22 has captured Aether, Nymph, and Icarus. It says that I captured those planets so other people know what's going on. It says here Simba found these ones. He killed the Palinberry ship. Eternal Light found the planet of Smart Fox. He captured a bunch of planets. Like I see who's active. I now know that Eternal Light has gotten 6% experience on an assault. Right? If I see him do that a lot, I know that he has more trained assaults. See, I know that Simba has a lot of trained assaults because he's just going to town constantly. I see that he's taking alien invasion planets, which have 500,000 defense. They are the perfect planet to take. They have a decent amount of non-defensive resources on them. And what happens to the aliens is to kind of keep the game interesting and keep offensive resources a little bit lower. It says aliens have invaded Hyperion. That's a Space Confederation planet that has 10,000 defense. And they up it to 500,000, and it becomes a player planet, because there's a difference between player and Space Confederation planets. Player planets give you 1 point for every 10 points of defense you destroy. So if it's a million defense planet, you get 10,000 points. Yes, so it's 1 out of 100. Sorry, my math was bad. But so if it's a million defense planet, you get 10,000 points. So if you crash a fully trained assault, fully loaded into a planet, you get 15,000 points. However, if you take a 15 or 1.5 million Space Confederation planet, you get 1.5k points. That's why you'll notice my points are kind of low, because I've only been attacking the NPC, which gives you 10% of the points. So the aliens are not counted as SPCs in the point scheme. They're counted as player planets, so it's really worth it to go after them for points. It's really worth it to go after them for resources. Also, you can tend to pirate ships around these, because I know when this is announced, over the next half hour to 3 hours, everyone's going to be sending assaults there to capture them. Anybody that's online is going to want to capture that. So it kind of becomes a battle royale when there's a few players online trying to get them. And it announces the coordinates to everyone, so everyone has them at the same time. And this happens roughly every 3 hours. It used to be exactly scheduled, but it seems now that it's random because it's 6:05 instead of 6. Yeah, you can see Simba captured one down here, so I mean he's doing well. You can also see their clan tags. You can kind of see what clan you want to join. You see the Dogpound and LT Confederation are the only active ones right now. I don't have a clan, I'm a noob. You see Simba warping. We'll talk about that later. I think that's going to be it for this video, because I covered all the things I wanted to. Just want to make sure I didn't leave you guys hanging on anything that you were like, what? And then I didn't cover it in the next video, and it was that guy, because nobody wants to be that guy. I just want to remind you guys, questions, comments, rude remarks in the comments. Thumbs it up, thumbs it down. Either way, it helps out. Help me promote Skylords, and make sure that my videos are the best quality that I can make them by telling me what I screw up, or suggesting things you'd like me to mention in future casts. I would also appreciate that very much. I'd just like to remind you all, play safe, look both ways before you cross the street, and I'll see you later.